All right, guys, I'm just testing Streamyard. So this is obviously a much better platform for talking to somebody else than OBS. OBS is great for overlays and just a steady camera. Like if you're going to do live broadcasts and you're not going to be having someone come in and talk with you. But Streamyard is definitely one of those apps. It's an online application, and it's really set up well for if you're going to talk to other people. So I wanted to set up a stream option in case we had other people come on, that we'd be able to jump onto StreamYard and do a live broadcast on YouTube. So for the kind of post, like if I'm just going to be basically talking and chatting with you guys, then I'll just use OBS. But if I'm going to be bringing people on, or if we think we want to go that direction, then we'll use the StreamYard here. So I'm just kind of wanted to see how it looks. Let me go to the YouTube on my phone just to see if I can see how long it takes. All right, so it looks like not too much of a delay, maybe 5 seconds. So let's see here. I'm going to just do a test. I'm going to chat here, test. So let's see here. I'm going to just do a test. I'm going to chat here, test. Oh, comments show up here. Great. So let's see here. I'm going to just do a test. I'm going to chat here, test. Oh, comments show up here. Great. So let's see here. I'm going to just do a test. I'm going to chat here, test. Oh, comments show up here. Great. So let's see here. I'm going to just do a test. I'm going to chat here, test. Oh, comments show up here. Great. So let's see here. I'm going to just do a test. Feedback. Holy shit. Feedback. There we go. Hey, that's what testing's all about, right? Make sure everything works right before you do a show. Jason's in the house. What's going on, Jason? Thanks for jumping in. I'm doing some testing over here with StreamYard. Hope I didn't blast your ears out just then. I had some feedback going on. Let me check something here. I think there's about a 5 or 6 second delay by the time I'm saying something and by the time it gets to YouTube here. So what are you up to, Jason? What brings you over here? Sorry, just testing everything here. Just want to make sure how things work. I'm new to StreamYard, so well, I did one broadcast before on the free one, but I wanted to see how this was working. Nothing else to do. Now, I hear you, man. We're just kind of sitting around. Everybody's at home, and wish we could be doing something else. So, I'm just hanging out. Hey, let me ask you a question. Have you tried? You probably haven't tried this yet. This is our Oud beta. And if you can tell me what your Ferocious Beard company opened, this bottle is yours. I try to join just about all your live streaming. Oh, hey, Brad. What's going on, man? Jason has a mission. He's going to tell us about... Man, everybody has this now already. I've only sent out a few. All right. Well, how about this? So we made up some... they were supposed to be nut-free, but we accidentally, before we sent those out, we made New Day versions of Autumn Leaf, which is a really nice scent my daughter made. And we also made Dangerous Mango. So, same question. If you can tell what year we opened, that bottle will be yours. Hopefully you don't have those either. I don't think you do, but you might have Dangerous Mango. But Autumn Leaf is not one that people order very often. So, and if anybody wants to go live, because it would be cool to test that feature out too, let me know, and I'd be happy to send you the invite. We'll also be doing a live tomorrow because we're going to be rolling out a new. Yeah, Brad, you got it, man. Brad is the winner. So you have a choice between Dangerous Mango, and this is the New Day blend. So this is going to be sunflower oil instead of jojoba oil, or Autumn Leaf. Autumn Leaf is more of like just a cinnamon. Oh, it just smells good. Citrus, cinnamon smell. Dangerous Mango is just mango with some vanilla. Dangerous Mango. All right. Let me set that aside over here. So, Brad, would you like to go live by any chance, just to test this out, or are you in your PJs already? Hey, Andrew, how's it going? So this is kind of neat. I actually have my, let me get this plug over here. I've got the phone on the YouTube channel so I can see the chat faster than it comes in. All right, Brad, you're in bed already. Cool. Let's see. Yeah, thanks, Andrew. It is a great one. Andrew, do you want to go live? We're like, okay, who wants to go live? Who does anybody want to go live? I'm testing this. I'm trying to test out the functionality of the live, and I want to see how it works. See if I can. Comments. All right, so Andrew wants to go live. If I can figure out how we can do this, let's just double check. Well, I'm new to this here, so I look at your name and I can either hold on a second, invite. Send this link to your guests. Okay. I'm just going to just post this in here for now. That's the post. That's the link. If you click on that link, that should bring you into the guest room. And then I think I can bring you on there. I probably should do this differently. I should probably send it to you or something, but maybe that's what I should have done. Okay, cool. Let's see if that works. Oh.
Hola.
Very cool. What's going on, brother?
Just chilling.
Nice.
I got a virus this week that's not Corona, thankfully, but.
Hola. What's going on, brother?
Just chilling. Let's see. Click out of that.
So you have a virus?
Yeah, I had an upper respiratory infection, and I can't go to work until the 22nd. So that's a bummer.
Oh, shit. Wow, man, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. You feeling a little better though?
Oh, the past couple of days I felt like a piano fell on me, and today I've been sleeping the entire day. I got up a couple hours ago.
Yeah. Jeez.
I think my body's just catching up on all of the stress I've been going through. So
right.
It's just getting all that out of the body. So I'm excited about that.
Wow. Well, at least you're up, man. At least you're breathing and you know, getting your monster going. I'm just drinking this.
I'm supposed to be drinking water, but was like,
Hey,
I need the caffeine.
gotta do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So, yeah, I mean, at least we're able to like talk like this, though. You know, it's like, one thing for me at least is being trapped in the house like this.
Yeah.
I've really kind of dug into learning about this a lot more than I had in the past, because there's a lot of things I want to do, and I want to kind of bring a nice quality to things, and just like with the products we make, I want to make sure like when we're producing stuff, it's like not just me sitting in the living room in my underwear, you know what I mean? I want to look nice,
Yeah, Brad, I love Ferocious, so when I saw he was live, I had to go.
No, I appreciate that, man. I'm telling you, man, it's really it's humbling, to have people, catch you on a live show and jump in. I really appreciate that, you guys.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad I saw this because I'm doing a live stream next week for my birthday, and so I need to start playing around with all this.
Oh, nice.
I already got a StreamYard account, so I think that sped up the process. But I like to see if I can connect my Canon camera to it, so that way the quality is much better.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm using a Microsoft Surface Pro for this computer, and I think that has a 1080p camera in it. But man, I wish I could use my MacBook because I could make some edits. But the camera is not nearly as good as the Surface Pro for some reason.
Oh well.
So, but that would be nice if you had that camera. That sounds like a good camera for broadcast.
Right.
I think you just
this is with my laptop that I use for school.
Yeah. Awesome. So what are you doing for your birthday? You're going to do a live broadcast on your birthday?
Yeah, it's a week from today at I think I'm doing it like 7 or 8 p.m. Our time. And yeah, I'm probably just going to hang out with some people, share the vision for my channel and everything. And not this coming Monday, but I think the following Monday is when I'm planning on launching my very first review.
Oh, cool.
So if everything goes well playing, now that I have so much more free time, because like I said, I can't go to work for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously school is my priority right now, but I'm fitting time in for all this.
Yeah, I'm live. My daughter just came in and said, "Are you live?"
How's it going?
Want to say hi?
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Show him your shirt. Ramones.
Well, nice.
All right. Are you going to bed soon? No? All right. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. All right. See you in a few. Oh, man. They just get old fast. That's for sure.
Yeah. I was on a live stream today and they were talking about single parenting, just how fast kids grow. And just like, I'll get there eventually.
Yeah. I mean, boy, I remember so she's the youngest, and when my first daughter was born, it just seems like it was 2 or 3 years ago, but it was 12 years. I mean, it goes by so fast, Look, I'm glad I have a phone like my iPhone, because I can go back or Facebook even will pop up little like memories, remember this from 2 years ago. I'm like, holy crap, it seems like that just happened, It's really crazy.
Yeah, I'm with the Army. Just going back and like seeing some of those posts, and I was like, man, it doesn't feel like it's been 5 years or 4 years.
Right.
I know you were in a lot longer than I was, so it's just like, man, it feels like it was yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, so I was in the Air Force from 89 to 94. And I probably have said this before, but I remember as I was getting out, one of the people I was with, so I used to work in flight line security. And then like at Bitburg Air Base, 2 years I was at Bitburg Air Base, we did flight line security. And then I was, we guarded NATO tactical nukes in Italy for a year in Rimini. And then my last year I was at F.E. Warren Air Force Base in Wyoming, and we guarded the big boys, the ICBMs out there in the missile field. And when I was getting out, I think it was my flight chief, because he was having a retirement party. And, I remember two things that really struck me as really strange nowadays. But first of all, he showed me his computer, which I had a computer for years, but I never hooked up to the internet. We didn't have the internet at the time. And I remember him showing me an email message, and he's like, this is a reply to a message I sent out a few days ago. I'm like, come on, dude, get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? Like, I couldn't fathom that he could actually receive a message on his computer.
Yeah.
And the second thing odd nowadays was I remember people talking about how in the future they're going to have planes without pilots. I'm like, come on, dude, what are you crazy? You need a pilot. And now here we get the Predators and all these things, the drones and stuff. So, it's definitely it's been longer than I care to imagine it has been, but it still sometimes seems like it was yesterday that I got out.
Yeah, definitely.
I can only imagine the technology too, because I thought in some ways we had some pretty cool technology, but I can only imagine now, like, seeing what the AWACS planes that we used to have, they were fairly technological in the 80s because they had upgraded from when they first came out. But nowadays, I'm sure they're just like super hi-fi in there,
Yeah. Yeah, I was infantry, so all we had was just, the hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
We weren't special like SF and Rangers and all them. So we didn't get the good stuff.
No, I hear you, man. So we had M16s, but we had like the Vietnam era M16s, like with the 3 prongs at the end of it that would get caught in the branches as you were walking in through the woods and stuff. Then they got the newer ones where it was circular, so it kind of closed it off, so that way it wouldn't get caught in the branches. But yeah, we had some. I'm trying to think of some things that we had were pretty cool. I fired the Mark 19, which is a 40 millimeter grenade launched weapon. That was fun.
Yeah, I was a Mark 19 gunner for a little bit.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that thing, you could see it go down range.
I did Mark 19 M4. I was a grenadier with a 320 grenade launcher, and then I was a saw gunner.
Oh, sweet. So the saw came out I think the Army got that first, because I remember when we were in Turkey, it was originally going to be a C-130 base. It was just after Desert Storm, but because of that, they slated security police from the Air Force to be the protection force there, and that's why I ended up there, because unfortunately, there was too much groundwater in the ground, so they couldn't land C-130s there consistently. So they ended up making it a helicopter base, and it was a multinational helicopter base. They had the U.S., Canada, Australia, UK, and so we would guard the helicopters that were there that would come in to either refuel, because we had these huge like orange fuel bladders out there in the ground, like halfway in the ground. And then we had a big, huge tent city because we were guarding, like helping the Kurds and stuff.
Right.
And it was so that they're always like, don't transmit your radio within something like 50 feet of a Cobra helicopter or an Apache, because you could launch a missile, like apparently from the code of getting too close to the helicopter. So
right, that's crazy. Do you like reading books? Do you like reading books?
I do, but it's been a long time just because I've been so busy with everything.
I'll have to show you some real quick.
Oh, Brad said his brother-in-law has flown the C-130, like he's actually piloted it.
Let's see. This book right here is about my unit during the Battle of Chipyong-ni in the Korean War.
Oh, cool. High Tide in the Korean War.
It's by Leo Barron. It's one of the best history books I've read. It's like someone who's not familiar with history books, they can read this and be able to understand it. So it's like a good amount of information in a way that you can understand it without, like those books that we've had to read, and they're just like,
yeah. So how deep are you into that book? Have you finished it, or?
I read it years ago.
Oh, okay.
This is actually my second copy of it, because when we were in Korea a few years ago, I let my sergeant major borrow it, and he forgot and he gave it to somebody else.
Oh, geez.
I was during that time, I was in the battalion headquarters in the S3, and my battalion commander dubbed me the unit historian because of how much I loved history. And so everyone would come to me about like the history of our unit and everything. And this book does a great job of, telling about the history of it. The 23rd Infantry Regiment, 2nd Infantry Division.
All right, yeah, I actually like to read books on my tablet, just because sometimes I find it's just easier to carry it around. So, I'm gonna write that one down. Yeah,
that's a great one. Very easy to read. When we were in Korea, one one of the guys who helped with this book, he works at the Second ID Museum at Red Cloud, South Korea. And so they have a museum there for Second Infantry. And so I went there, got to tour it. And they have the Medal of Honor there for Sergeant First Class William S. Sitman, who threw himself on a grenade in Chipyong-ni.
Mm-hmm.
They brought out the white gloves, and I got to hold it, and I've never been so scared in my life. I was just like, I'm going to die if I drop this.
Yeah, man, that's intense. And that's selfless bravery right there.
Yeah. It's crazy how many guys have thrown themselves on grenades.
Yeah.
We had another guy in our unit, John, I think it's John Pittman or John Sitman. John Pittman. And he threw himself on a grenade. He survived. And when the medics got to him, the very first thing he said was, "Are my men okay?" It's just like, what kind of man does that, where he's more concerned about himself? Meanwhile, he just threw himself on a grenade.
Sure. Yeah, I know. I wonder, when things like that happen, what goes through you? Like, okay, we're in a bunker and we're taking enemy fire, and all of a sudden a grenade falls into the bunker.
Yeah.
Do you think they have time to think about it, or do you think they're just like instinctively, holy shit, I got to protect my men? And without even thinking about the pain you're about to face, possible death, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just wondering what goes through your mind, if anything, other than I need to save these guys.
There was a Marine who was awarded the Medal of Honor a few years ago, and he threw himself on a grenade. He says he doesn't remember it happening. He just threw himself on it.
Instinctively.
Yeah. He recently wrote a book I want to read. I haven't got it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But his name's Kyle Carpenter. He's had to have like numerous like facial surgeries and everything. And like when President Obama was awarding it to him, he was just like, you look at his face and it's like you would have never known all the stuff he's gone through just because he's so positive about everything.
Sure.
So that's been awesome.
Hell yeah, man. That's amazing. You don't hear about that very often. You don't run into people like that who have survived, for one, and two, who I mean, they're few and far between that would do that. I think most people would tend to run, if they could.
Yeah, exactly. Kick it, throw it, something.
Yeah. So
a ranger was awarded the Medal of Honor. Like, he grabbed the grenade and he threw it, but he didn't get it out in time and he lost his arm. But he survived.
Good. Yeah, I remember it was security police training. It was at Lackland Air Force Base, because it was basic training, and then right after basic, we just went right across the base to the Security Police Academy, and that was part of our training too. Is throwing grenades, and that was definitely kind of scary. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, okay, yeah, and we had a couple of people not do so well with that, and they dropped it and grabbed it and threw it out and stuff. But it's like, holy shit, man. That's pretty,
there's a lot of guys you got to be careful who you give a grenade, because we had like one guy that was like the kind of like trenched in areas where like if it happened, you can put it in the hole and you'd be better chance of not getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And like the guy, like he put his like leg in it and he started tripping, and so like he threw it in the hole, and like he had his like boot stuck in it, and the NCO like grabbed him and just like threw him out in time. Thankfully he didn't get hurt, but
yeah,
lost the foot.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And I remember too the things you do, like when you're in the military. My buddy Todd, he lives in New Mexico now, and he actually became an Air Force photographer. But when we were in Turkey, for some reason he brought his snorkel equipment, because he just figured, at some point maybe there'll be a lake or something. So he just packed it in his stuff, and we were there for 3 months. And one day, I didn't go, unfortunately. I was working that particular day when they went, but they found a pond, and they all went there and they went swimming, and he put his snorkel on, his mask. And so he's swimming in this pond, and he goes over to one section of it, and he notices underwater unexploded ordnance.
Mm.
And so you would think, like, normally everyone would be like, okay, let's get out of the water. Nope. It's stay away from that side of the water. We'll just swim on this side of the water.
Right.
Like, when you haven't swam, I guess, in months, then you just kind of learn to make do. And it's just, that's the difference between the military world and the civilian world,
Yeah, right. Was it a World War II explosives?
No, it was this was in Zaku, Iraq. And so this was
all right.
a
Okay.
storm period of time.
Gotcha.
But yeah, very crazy. Brad says his brother-in-law flew the C-130 before, and now he flies the KC-135. And that particular plane, the KC-135, I got a chance to go up and watch some refueling when I was in Germany. Let me see. I think it was Pease Air Force or Pease Air National Guard Base out of New Hampshire. They did their 2-week drill in Germany and landed their C-130 or KC-135s there. And they're like, hey, does anyone want to go up and watch them refueling? And about 6 of us were like, hell yeah, we do. So we went up, and it was really cool to watch those things, to watch these planes. You're in the window watching, and then these, F-15s, and back then, Spangdahlem Air Base, which was near Bitburg, where I was at, they had the F-4s, and that plane, talk about a loud plane. That was like the loudest plane I've ever heard taken off, and because they were at Spangdahlem, and so they were refueling those planes too, and they're just like rockets. I mean, with small wings on them, they're just amazing.
Right. Yeah, I remember one time when we were in Korea, we were doing a training event, and we were doing an urban ops setting, and we had to go on top of a building. The helicopters came in. We put a guy in the stretcher, and they raised him up, and like, it's crazy just how much just those propellers are just going in that wind, and you're just trying to move, and you're like, don't fall, don't fall.
Yeah.
There was some water on there, and I ended up like tripping and fell on my back. I was carrying a lot of the gear, and the platoon sergeant was just sitting there laughing at me. I think during that time, it was just a dummy. We didn't have an actual person doing it, but during that time, I was holding one of the ropes, and so the thing started like the stretcher started spinning in circles. And I was like, oh, I would have had a heart attack if that was me up there and that happened.
Oh hell yeah! No, me too. Yeah. Yeah, man, that's crazy.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade for it.
I mean, it was, unfortunate in a lot of ways, because it was just by happenstance. I happened to be stationed at really great bases. I didn't get, I wasn't in combat. There were times when we thought that there might be a terrorist attack out there in Salopi when I was there. But, I mean, we prepped for it, and we heard, you'd hear rustling every now and then, and there'd be rumors and all this and that. But luckily, knock on wood, I made it out fine, and I have nothing but fond memories of the Air Force. I had a great time. So,
yeah, when we were in Korea, they were like, "Oh, we're getting ready to go to war," and it's just like, I'll believe it when it happens.
Yeah. And I mean, Korea, you're right there on the front lines, So,
and we were a mile from the DMZ when all this was going on. This was in February of 2017, where Trump and Kim were just flexing their muscles.
Yeah.
And like, we were right there, and just like, it'd be because Korea is meant to be a speed bump. So if something happens, you're supposed to slow them down before everyone gets there. But apparently, we like weren't supposed to know this apparently. But apparently, like Delta and SEAL Team 6 were there doing training events, like where if something was to happen, they were going to go in there and take them out, to the capital. I was just like, oh man, that would be cool.
Well, I mean, I could imagine. I mean, that must be one of the plans they would have to have, because I mean, from just a pure manning point of view, I mean, North Korea's just got, I mean, they're all brainwashed over there, and they've got millions of troops. So, they'd have to do something like that, kill the command and control structure, and then hopefully appease the population with, a better life.
And the biggest threat was, not necessarily North Korea, but if China and Russia got involved. Because, that's what happened during the Korean War. China kept saying, stop pushing or else we will get involved. And MacArthur thought they were bluffing. And the next day, China comes flooring into North Korea and sends us on the retreat.
Yeah.
So that'd be our biggest threat right there.
I mean, even Russia, like when I just got in, since Germany was my first base, Bitburg Air Base, this was just after the wall fell. And I mean, when I got there, there were still Russian soldiers packing up and leaving Germany to go back to Russia. And so we actually met some of them. We went to Berlin, and we met, we traded, bayonets and berets and stuff like that. And Marlboros for their awful cigarettes and stuff like that, and I mean, it was definitely interesting. And it it was really interesting because like these were our enemies, and yet the people we were talking to, we were just talking to troops just like us, and our age, and they're just kids just like we were, and they're just, that just happens to be, they're just Russians, and it's all politics even there, just like it is here,
Yeah, they get that warrior spirit just like we do.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I think it was like 5 years ago. There was like a Russian commander. I don't remember if they were going against ISIS, but he was like in a building and like he sacrificed himself, calling in air support, even though he knew he was going to die. He was just like, do it. And like, I think his last words was, "Tell my wife I love her." And his wife was pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Or that, or they just got married. I can't remember, but he ended up dying. And so I don't know if he got their like highest valor for doing that, but
yeah,
just, we would have done the same thing. We have guys doing the same thing.
Sure. Oh yeah, absolutely. So one of the things I'm still working on this plan. So it's still definitely a work in progress. I'm looking for an organization that supports U.S. veterans who are in need of support, whether it's, well, let me just tell you the 30,000 foot view first. So ultimately, I want to basically convert ferociousbeard.com to a process where if somebody buys something, like somebody buys a beard oil, we're going to donate a beard oil to a charity that supports veterans.
Nice.
Because I know there's a ton of people who just become veterans, who are veterans, who love beards. They love to grow beards. They finally have the ability to grow a beard. But I know also that a lot of people, they don't have a lot of money. They may be homeless. Some of them, they may have PTSD. They may just need help. And I know it's just beard oil, but I think that if they don't have to worry about paying for it because we can provide it, and B, by grooming their beard, I think it'll help them in a small way to becoming to feeling better about themselves, to maybe prepping themselves for job interviews, things that I think, little things like that I think, and again, I know it's just a small thing, but I think there's a need. And the thing is, I don't have the wherewithal to distribute it myself, but only because I don't have the time, like the bandwidth, I guess you could say, for vetting it. So I'm looking for an organization that does do that. And like I reached out to a company today in Michigan. So, but unfortunately, he is not. Give me a second. You going to bed, honey?
No.
What?
You asking something?
Hold on. I'm live right now. So can I talk to you in a little bit?
When's a little bit?
15 minutes.
It's too long.
All right. I love you, my daughter. So I was talking to a company in Michigan today because they happened to send me an email asking if we're interested in donating some product for an event they're holding. And I was like, hey, this is kind of interesting. But unfortunately, I don't think he's an actual legitimate company. Like, in other words, I don't think he's an organization that we can donate to and still, from a tax point of view, because you can claim from tax purposes things, certain write-offs and stuff like that. And since I am a legitimate company, I need to do that. But there's tons of companies out there, I know, like tons of charities that are legitimate charities that also legitimately help veterans. And I want to find those companies. I just don't. I'm still in the process of looking. So
I can tell you a few that are in Texas. I think a couple of them are in the North Texas area.
Yeah, for sure, man. If you have that information, I'd love to take it because I'm serious. I want to help people as much as I can.
Yeah, the first one is called 22 Kill, and they were the ones who like really got a lot of the information out that 22 veterans commit suicide, and they were the ones who did the 22 push-ups a day challenge for 22 days.
Okay.
So that's they're in I think they're outside of Fort Worth. Wait, no, probably closer than that actually. But then the other one is called a Gallant Few. I think they're also in North Texas, and they're focused on like pairing veterans with like a battle buddy. So if you're feeling suicidal, reach out to them immediately. And then there's like Lone Survivor Foundation, and I think there's Special Operations Warrior Foundation. I don't think they're in Texas, but and there's probably a whole lot of others.
What was the one you said after Lone Survivor?
Special Operations Warrior Foundation, and I think they focus mainly on supporting the kids of fallen service members. It's a Gold Star.
Sure.
But and then another a foundation that I really like is the Gary Sinise Foundation. He's the guy who played Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump.
Oh, okay. What is the name of the organization?
Gary Sinise Foundation.
Okay.
A few months ago, he took like hundreds of Gold Star kids to Disneyland, paid for everything, personally escorted them.
Oh, cool.
He's probably the biggest veteran supporter in the U.S.
That's really cool.
He has a quote on his website that I love, and it's although we can never do enough for our veterans, we can always do a little more. It's just like perfectly said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. There's just
Bearded down low. What's up, Lance? Where's my fist? There it is.
Hey, Lance, what's going on? So we're releasing a new scent tomorrow. It is a collaboration with and it's actually on the website as we speak. It's not quite available yet.
Gotcha. Nice. Yeah, I'm proud of Lance. He's doing really good. I'm excited to see his channel grow.
Oh, yeah. So he woke up from a 4-hour nap. My wife is asking me something here.
He's in trouble.
Multitasking every time.
Yeah.
My daughter was like, she went to my wife to ask instead of just asking me. So she wants to get on the computer, do some animation. So, well, let me see. Well, I guess the live works pretty well then.
Yeah, it's doing pretty good. I'd like to better it on mine. I don't know if I can like change all the camera stuff around. I keep seeing like my head tilt or do something like that, and it's driving me crazy.
Let me see if I can change anything on this side too. What does this do? There's like different views, I guess, side by side. Oh, this is what we were at before. So what does this one do? Oh, that just goes to me. Okay. So I wonder if I can just make yours solo layout. Oh, so there we can just make it just you. And then
Show you the ferocious right up there, right in the middle. That's where the ferocious is at.
Is it? Oh, shoot. Add to stream. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Oh, then we got to zoom in on that.
Yeah, I got since I have so many companies, I have to try to move these out for a video yesterday, but right up front I have Texas Night, Tequila Paradise, Texas Peach, and Fetish. And then there's Dangerous Mango, Barbershop, and what was the other? Monkey Business.
Man, I really like that monkey business. I think it's psychological, but it seems to go into my beard smoother than most of the other scents I have.
Awesome. I think I'm going to use Tequila Paradise tomorrow.
I do like that one.
Yeah, I still need to use it. I got so many oils.
I know. There's so many, like you'll see some reviewers and they just have like, it's just like, how can they possibly, use everything they have? It's sometimes they'll give it away or something, but it's like, I mean, the shelf life on them is probably anywhere from 1 to 2 years, depending on the carrier oils.
Right.
Scirocco Mint. Yeah, that's one I really like too. That one is either you love it or you hate it.
I'm not the biggest cherry fan, so I tend to avoid cherry products.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say something about you is that you nail fruit scents perfectly. The mango, the pear, I perfectly imagine biting into a juicy pear. Texas peach is just like a whole experience from getting it off the tree, washing it, to taking a bite of fresh juicy peach.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you ever go like, are you a picky eater? Or you just,
not really.
I'll just eat whatever. So
pretty much.
I'm a simple eater, but I'm a picky eater. Like, in other words, I don't care if it's inexpensive, expensive, I mean, I do care if it's expensive because I don't have that much money to spend. But I mean, my point is, it doesn't have to be expensive. I don't like fancy, but I like quality. And I think it's the same thing with the oils. Like when I'm looking for scents, even for fragrances to work with and essential oils to work with, they have to have a quality about it because you can't just like buy any. Like here's an example: peppermint. I have like 3 different kinds of peppermint. One of which I absolutely hate. It's like this therapeutic peppermint. It doesn't give you that fresh slap in the face that I like about peppermint because I tried it in my Scirocco mint actually, and yet like most people they'd smell like, yep, that's peppermint, and then they'd smell the one I like it, yep, that's peppermint too. But it's so different once you use it. Like once you put it into a bottle and you put it onto your face or you put it into a wash, it just is not that pow, punch in the face peppermint that I like when I use something peppermint. And it's the same thing with all the fragrances and stuff. If I smell something, I can tell right away, no, I can't work with this one. I don't like it enough. It doesn't have that certain quality about it that it has to pass that. And once it passes that, then we can work with it and make it into something nice. But
yeah, Lance, definitely get Texas Peach. Definitely.
Oh yeah, Texas Peach is a fresh peach scent. I mean, it is straight off the tree, just as you said.
Yeah. I like to figure out what my top 10 favorite products are, and I got so many. I'm to the point where I'm willing to give that up. But Fetish and Texas Peach were definitely on there, and then Barbershop is moving up the list because that's just like a fresh all-around barbershop experience, and that's personally what I love.
Yeah, I love our barbershop, and that's something too. Like so, when we make the barbershop scent, there's a certain strength level that it has to be at before it's ready to go. Because prior to that scent level, as you're increasing the scent with drops, it smells like a little bit of a powdery smell, but it's like it's not quite there yet until it crosses that threshold, and then all of a sudden when you smell it, it's like, yep, there it is. It's a certain place in your nose it hits, and it's that then like, okay, now we're ready to send this out.
Nice. That's awesome.
So let's see here. I'm wondering if, oh yeah, cool. So Lance said, I read your message on Instagram. If you want to do a soft open, I'm okay with that. So I really enjoy the Lone Wolf Barbershop version more than the normal barbershop. The Lone Wolf. Yes. Lone Wolf to me was never described previously as a barbershop scent, but I think it makes perfect sense to describe it as a barbershop scent with some extra spices thrown into it. If you like the barbershop, then I think you'll also like Lone Wolf. Nice. That was something where it wasn't my product originally, but the guy who used to make it, he stopped his business. And so I was like, no, I want to get Lone Wolf. So I bought the recipe off him, and that's why we continue to have it here. Smells more like aftershave. I could see that. I mean, it does have that kind of like a powdery scent though of a barbershop, but with some extra stuff in it.
Lance tells me I need to get Savage immediately.
Oh yeah. Savage is, yeah, like that on fire.
Nice.
Although that is cherry tobacco.
Yeah.
So just FYI, because you mentioned you didn't like cherry.
Yeah. Yeah, Lance, I'm not the biggest cherry fan in the world, but I can always try it.
And cedar leather.
Nice. Love my leather scents.
How many leather scents do you have?
A lot.
Yeah.
Let's see. 1, 2. Let's see. A couple of these have some leather in it, so probably say 4 there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What else has leather? 13. Probably at the least 15 going on 20.
Okay.
So I don't know
Very
if I call it fetish, but yeah, I love fetish. That's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, that scent, it's one of those scents that everybody, that's the first one people go to when, you know,
Nice.
when I'm set up at a farmer's market, the older folks, the younger folks, they'll be like, "Oh, what's that? Let me see that." And they start smelling it like, "Well, that smells good." And
Can I tell you how I found Ferocious? I was
oh,
looking
wow.
at the leather scents, and I put it in on Google, and I saw one of the videos from a dude that looked kind of crazy, and that's how I found it. And so I went to Instagram to check you out, and just when I did that, Metal Guy 83 made a video on Instagram about Ferocious, and I was just
Oh,
like, "What do you got to this?" And so I checked out the website, saw like the veteran discount, and I was just like, "I'll try it." And then
awesome.
I was at a point where like I'd only use like one oil a day just trying out different oils, and I used Fetish for like 3 days straight.
Yeah, I really like it. It's like, you know, I'm torn sometimes on the imagery on the website if I should keep it like that or if I should change it to something more traditional, but I don't know. I really like the scent though, and
Oh yeah,
I guess whatever brings the people in.
yeah. This is exactly what I want. This is a top 3 favorite product for me.
Awesome.
You know, like right now, I can't go beyond that trying to figure out which products I love, but this is a top 3 favorite.
Nice. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
This is one of those I can just wear like this. But like whenever I haven't done a handlebar mustache in a while, but whenever I do, this is the kind of scent that I have to use for it. Because you know, like me personally, I can't use like a fruity scent if I do the handlebar. You know, I got to do something like
Oh,
masculine, like smoke and leather.
sure, absolutely. Yeah. And have you tried the wax yet?
I'm not. I
No?
can get on it.
Only reason I ask is because I just like to see for people that do handlebars to see if it, you know, how well it works for them for that.
I'll order it tonight and try it out.
Brad says, I haven't tried Fetish Nate. It has too many scents. I want to buy all of them to try.
Yeah. Yeah, Brad, I definitely recommend Fetish.
Oh, give me 1 second, guys.
One particular company on Instagram and Ferocious popped up as a suggestion. I like the logo, so I put my order in. Nice. Yeah, it's crazy how we can find a bunch of different beard companies. And just customer service has been phenomenal since day one. You know, especially being a fellow veteran, you know, we connected immediately. We live about 45 minutes to an hour from each other. So eventually when all this Corona stuff is over, we're going to go hang out, catch a baseball game.
Yeah, oh, I'm back. Yeah, my daughter.
Are you in trouble?
No, but she had her laptop. She was on her laptop during school, so I banished her for the day.
Uh-oh.
So, but I guess my wife said she earned some time back, so I'm like, all right, you can have it. Let's see. I discovered Ferocious by following one particular company on Instagram, and Ferocious popped up as a suggestion. Oh, that's cool. And I like the logo. The little cat.
You have enough.
Whatever it is.
Oh, so before I forget, like the other day, I was perfectly visualizing like you having like a black bottles with like the red around it for like washes and conditioners, and I'm just like that'd be like some amazing packaging if you were to do stuff like that.
Oh, that would be like black with the red eyes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like doing like a black, red, and white theme on like the bottles. That'd be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, no, that's really a great idea. And I'll tell you what, the we are, you know, we're still a small company and we're still growing little by little. But one day when we can afford to put the amount of money into packaging that I would like to do, yeah, I think that would be amazing.
Right.
I mean, I love the colors black and red, and then white just kind of goes along with that.
Right.
But like on our printer, like we use a thermal printer to print all our bottle labels, just because I can, like, if we came up with a scent right now, we could name it and I could make a label right now because it's instant. I don't have to order it, you know. So that's what's simple about that, is the fact that I can just make it on a dime. But someday we will have some nicer color labels, and we can take advantage of that.
Yeah, Brad, I'm in Waxahachie. I'm about 20 minutes south of Dallas. Lance, definitely we need to hang out as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because he drove all the way down from Oklahoma
Yeah, that's
to Watauga to pick up his order. That was cool. That was really amazing.
That was
He and
awesome.
his wife.
That's dedication.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That was, it was awesome to meet both of them.
Right.
But yeah, well, I live near Watauga. I live in, it's technically called Far North Fort Worth. It's in the Keller ISD area, which is how they zone things. And so it's like literally a mile west of 377.
Okay.
So,
Sweet. Nice.
but yeah, I mean, I can't wait till we get things started opening up again because
Yeah.
It's just getting out and talking to people and just getting out. I mean, that's what I miss the most,
Whenever you do farmers market, I'll be down to go over there with you and help you out.
Dude, that would be awesome if you're interested, for sure, man.
Yeah, I signed up for the affiliate program.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and yeah, I'll pay you in beard oil if you don't mind, and maybe a beer after.
Like I tell people, like, companies try to give me free stuff, and I was like, I have no problem paying for this. I was like, I want to support companies. You are a business. I want to help you all get business. It's just like, so never feel obligated to give me any free stuff. If you want me to try products, I'm down. But
Yeah, but like like with the affiliate program, it's like I if it weren't for people helping me spread the word, I couldn't do it on my own and grow as quickly without that. So I love to reward people that bring me business with products, or I mean, that's why I changed the affiliate program to be more like product driven, like giving products out rather than, or points to buy products rather than the PayPal, because PayPal 10% of a sale, I don't feel like it's enough for me to give you that, because it's 10% of whatever it is. If there's $30 sale, it's $3. Like, okay, great. Now you can buy a soda. But I mean, I would rather give you like, dude, you gave me, a $50 order. Here's enough points for you to buy a beard oil and maybe a brush or a wash or something, because I want you, if it weren't for you, meaning the affiliate, that person might not have ever seen us.
right.
And that's why I run it so different from other companies. I look at other companies and I've listened to other companies, how they run their ambassador program. And it's like, okay, you got to do this. You got to do like 10 sales a month or you're out of here. What's the fun in that? I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be something you enjoy doing. So that's why I want to make it fun for people. I don't want people to ever feel pressured to do anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brad, the Chipotle right down the street and Krispy Kreme.
Oh,
yeah. And there's a beef jerky too. Yeah, the guy who sells they sell beef jerky next to where my tent was, or canopy was.
nice. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'll tell you though, it's a strange place for a farmer's market because it's in a parking lot of like a shopping center. There's like a Bed Bath and Beyond in there, and I think there's like what is it, Kohl's or something. A Sprint store. It's not like a park or something like you would expect to see a farmer's market. It's just in a parking lot. But it's kind of nice though in that aspect, because people who are just going out to shop, they see all these canopies and like, hey, cool, a farmer's market, let's check it out. So people who are already going out to like spend money or buy things, they're in the mood to kind of come and take a look at what everybody has. So it's kind of cool in that aspect. Whereas at like in Keller, where I do the farmer's market there, it's in a park, but it's usually, it's people there walking their dogs, or they're going to get tomatoes. They're there for that specific purpose. They're not necessarily there for beard oil. So you have a lot more random traffic in a place like Watauga.
Yeah. Nice.
So
I'm excited to come over there and visit.
Oh, heck yeah, man.
Yeah, I was telling someone that I'm trying to limit have the products that I review, but limit down to the companies, that I collect from. And
Mhm.
Ferox is one of the 3 companies that I'm going to give my business to regardless. Instead of
Awesome.
going with all you gotta do is tell me hey, I have this coming out. Boom, got it.
Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate that support. And, I definitely,
Bitch, smoking leather.
Yeah, that's
Can't figure out how to. It's opposite on me, so I'm trying to figure out how to place everything.
oh yeah, but it still shows up correctly though, right? It still shows up the correct right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like for me, like it's the opposite. So like my right arm is on my left.
Right. I know what you mean. Yep. So let's see.
Does it say on your end how many people are in here?
No, it doesn't. I'm looking in the LiveStream website. It like when people chat, their comments show up, but I found that the comments actually show up first on YouTube. Oh, I guess I could. And I got to start like looking at comments and posting them.
Yeah, I just put it up on my phone. There's currently 2 people in here. So I guess it's me, you, Brad, and Lance.
All right. Oh, so that doesn't count the people. That doesn't count us, I guess. Okay, that's good to know.
I don't think so. Unless both of them left.
Yeah.
They better not have. Lance.
Yeah. Lance. There's a good comment. This beard has literally taken me places.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool how you can highlight comments.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I need to get more into like, okay, the wizard. Got to like make sure these comments are shown to just, Brad's still here.
Earlier during the Bearded Motivation live stream, I don't know if you were there before you clicked off, but he was telling people how you were an original company and people needed to check you out. And then I chimed in that you're another veteran-owned business.
Yes, I wanted to watch that video, but I was working, and so I just happened to see it pop up, and I was like, well, let me just real quick pop in and. But unfortunately, I was working at the time. But I started listening to the broadcast of it after because he saved it, which I was glad. So I started listening to it in the car on the way to the post office today, and then I was listening on the way back. So I'm going to probably finish it tonight. My thoughts on that whole thing is I think for the most part, not today's YouTube, but yesterday's, when he did the original broadcast. I think for the most part, I agreed with him. There was one issue though I did not agree with him, and that was on the bottle choices, because there are not that many choices, and I mean, everybody in the brother has these exact same ones, like this amber bottle, like this, the Boston Rounds, and so yeah, I mean, it's a bottle, I think. If it's like now, if they're literally making the same sense and making it appear as if they have something to do with that other company, yeah, that's absolutely wrong.
Yeah. And part of it, I agreed with that video because like I've seen companies, one company will come out with a scent and then another company like a few days later will come out with that exact same scent.
Mm-hmm.
And so like stuff like that worries me.
Right.
But, stuff like that, the stuff with the emu oil, with the bottles, I didn't agree with that. That was just personal preference.
Yeah.
And, we live in that, that's what people are going to. When people go to the store, that's the kind of stuff they're going to want to see.
Sure.
So, like it depends, like for all those businesses that want to be in Walmart or Target, they need to have fancier bottles.
Mm-hmm.
All these companies are doing.
Yeah. And see, for me, like, I don't want to be in Walmart and Target. Don't get me wrong, I want to keep growing, and I want to do, I want to be like, okay, for veterans, for people who love quality products, but don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on it.
Yeah.
I want to be there for them, and I want people to think of Ferocious, and of course, sell to them. But at the same time, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to get out of the world of building the products, and I don't want to make millions and millions and millions. But if I made enough to be comfortable on, and have this as the only job I had, I'd be perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. and you love engaging with the customers, and the bigger you get, the harder that gets.
Right.
You hire people to specialize with customer service.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, if we could, but although I would love to do that, like, I mean, let me think of a company like Beard Brand, for example. Beard Brand's a good company. They are growing so fast. They've grown so fast. They were the big one that started it. But you can't tell me that they know exactly what's in their beard oil on any one day, because they're outsourcing the manufacturing of it. So like how he might know, Eric may know what's supposed to be in there, and they, and I'm sure by contract it's supposed to be in there, but like I know what's in here because I just made this, or Barb made it. You know what I mean? Like this particular bottle is going to go to someone. So I can vouch for what's in our stuff. Now, that's not to say that in 3, 4, or 5 years, if we grow large enough where we have to hire people, that would be fine, but we'd still be doing it in a small shop if we ever got to be that big. And we'd be tight. I mean, it's like, that's how it would have to be. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just hard to think about, like, if I ever were a size of like a Beard Brand, just because I don't want to be that size. I don't want to be such. I mean, they're in Target now. It's like I don't want to do that. I want to be in mom and pop shops, or I want to be in barber shops, or those kinds of things. But I don't want to be in Target.
Right. Yeah, I don't shop at Target, so it wouldn't bother me.
Ferocious is the only above market average price company I keep coming back to. Just excellent quality products. So that's a good question. I mean, I read a question in there. It's a good point. So I price things to try to be competitive, and we price things also assuming that most people will use a code, because most people do use a code when they shop at Ferocious. So I'm wondering how much above market average do you think we're at?
Let me see.
Or do you?
I think you're lower than those I see, because most of those I was like 9 side out here. I see $16.99 for the oils. I think the bombs are more than some other companies, but still 2 ounces. That's maybe lower than most I've seen, because most butters are like $20. Somewhere are like upwards of $5.
Okay. And then with the butters, a lot of times we'll do the buy one, get one 50% off too, which helps if you want to. Although I will say, I do think our butters are probably on the higher side. I think, and the way I say that is because, although excluding discounts, though, again, most people will use a discount. Like if you use for 2020 is like 30% right now. Usually it's 20, but it's 30% right now while we're all in our houses. So that brings it down. But yeah, I think the butters are probably priced a little higher than, than say the oils from comparing it to other companies. I think that's a fair statement.
Nice. I think average would probably be about $15.
Yeah, I think so too. Average is about 15.
Oh, with the beard wax, you can do it in
Oh, Andrew, you're starting to come in a little broken.
Is this
Maybe
all right?
it's my Wi-Fi. Oh yeah, there that is.
Okay. I was looking down when I said that, so that may have been it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Brad says the
But
average
I'll
is
say
about
for
50.
the
Go ahead.
I was saying for the beard events, Nice.
Yeah, so that's the thing too. That is the trade-off. So if we just made, 12 beard oils, and that's all we made, then we could make our costs a little cheaper because then we could prep for just those 12. But because we do the custom scents, which lets people try different things and create their own things. So we have to get all those fragrances and essential oils. And then since we have those essential oils and fragrances, then it's easy to have 55 or 60 different scents because otherwise those fragrances would just sit there, So I think that is the trade-off for why in some cases we might be a little bit higher. It's just because we are making sure that we're able to have those extra fragrances available and offer those extra products.
Speaking of custom scents, Texas 9. There we go.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I do like that scent too. Some of these scents, I'll make them. I'm like, I'm gonna miss you, and I mean, I could make it again if I needed to because I do document it that way in case you ever order it again, or you want to know what's in it. Then I can let you know what I put in it, and I put the drops on the bottle too, so you could make it yourself if you had the right ingredients. So. Whoops. So tomorrow, 8:00, we'll do a live here. Well, let me just show. These are kind of cool comments. I think your business model makes great sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. It takes a long time to come up with like when I started in 2017, I had no idea what to price things at.
Yeah.
I had no idea what to charge for shipping, and I had no idea how to make balm at the time. I knew how to make oil, but not balm. So just starting out then, it was like we tried all sorts of things for like the first, well, not the first year, but we had like I think $2.99 shipping for like the first 6 months. And then it went to free shipping for like a year. And then but the price of the oils would go up and down depending on what I don't know. I'd look at one website, well, they're charging $15. Let's make ours $14.99. This website's charging $20. Let's make it $18.99. So it's hard to figure out where to price things when you're first starting because you just don't know what to price it at. And it's, so it's trial and error. And like the price of shipping, for example, I recommend if you ever do a business that you do not have free shipping off the bat because you will lose money for sure. I also recommend that if you want to offer free shipping, have it where like there's a certain threshold people will spend, and then you're going to give them free shipping. So that's why I decided originally it was at 50 in the US, but then I see other companies doing 50, and I'm like, I think I want to compete against these companies doing 50. I'm going to do 30 now, 30 or higher, and I'll still be able to cover shipping, and make enough of a profit to keep growing the way I want to. That's how I came up with that.
Yeah.
So, and and then the New Day scent.
Yeah.
It gives people away, and if they don't have much money, and I wanted to do that because I would rather someone buy something quality that's handcrafted rather than go and get something at CVS or Walgreens that's been sitting on a shelf full of dust and has preservatives in. So.
Right. I'll be right back. I need to go get some water.
Oh,
Energy drinks kicking in.
No problem, man. Yeah, Brad. So 50 you're right. Other companies have 75 to 100 for free shipping. We have 100 for anything out of the US. But yeah, you're right. 50, I was comfortable with 50 just because there's enough companies doing that they that it seemed, it seemed normal. And at some point maybe I'll raise it back up to 50, but just now with so many people out of work, and knowing that we can at least stay in business as long as we have supplies here, I want to be an option for people that might otherwise not buy beard oil. And so if you get like a New Day for $8.95 and then shipping's $4.99, that's like what, $13.94. And if they get enough New Days, they'll get the free shipping, and that'll get them through months, because a bottle of beard oil should last generally between 1.5 and 3 months, I'd say. So.
And is the New Day 1 ounce or 2 ounces?
I think I need to get some water myself.
Nice.
What's that?
Yeah. So.
I think you're
for the new.
Oh yeah, so the New Day is 1 ounce.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's $8.95 for a bottle.
Nice.
Oh, hold on a second. I just heard that actually the Scirocco Mint wash and non-castor oil is out of stock. Let me fix that, because that shouldn't. That's actually. While it's true the website's reporting that, that's not true though. That it is actually out of stock, because we make things fresh, so that shouldn't show up there. It may have been I just set it to like a high amount, and then once that many people bought it, it's gonna think that there's nothing in the store. So let me see. This is the comment we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oops. I'm logging into Shopify right now, so I can fix that.
Cool.
I'm going in.
Yeah, really like how you have.
Oh, thank you. So that app. There was a little bit of controversy when I came out with that app, believe it or not. Speaking of copying, so there were several other companies that had an app before I did, and I saw that some people had apps, and I was like, that's a great idea.
Right.
And so I looked into it, and I looked into who does apps for small businesses, and I found the vendor that makes them, and it is just a Shopify app basically. And so you log into Shopify, and then you can have an app. You kind of create it on the back end, and then you publish it through this company, and they are the ones that put it onto the app stores for you. Since it's their company that's building the app, and it's like a template, right? And I received several comments from people, you're not the first person to have an app. I'm like, okay. I'm not the first person to have a website either, but is that copying? I mean, if you, it just struck me as an odd comment that someone would think I'm copying another company who happened to have an app before I did.
How many stores and restaurants and fast food places all have apps?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah.
All right, so let me see. I'm going to update Beard Wash, because we definitely are not out of that. In fact, I just got some new bottles in the mail today and through Amazon.
Nice.
I'm trying to find I'm debating whether I might want to do an 8-ounce bottle for the wash. I'm at a 4 ounce now, but it's such a light, like a small amount you need that, right, let me put in, I'm just going to put in 200. It says 0 right now, but I'm going to change the number to 200.
Nice.
That way it won't say I don't have anything left until 200. All right. Scirocco Mint should be available now on the site to order. And then non-castor oil on the Scirocco Mint. Okay, so I wish I could share the screen on here, but I guess it doesn't let me since it's not in OBS.
Is the Scirocco Mint, is that under cherry tobacco?
Cherry tobacco and peppermint. Steve, what was it? What is it? 1983.
Metal guy?
Steve in Washington.
Yeah.
He's the one that came up with that name.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Scirocco Mint. Beard oil, 1 ounce. Oh yeah, this is really. What I should do is set it so it doesn't count it. So you can set up if you have a Shopify store, you can set it up. If you have inventory, you can have it keep track of your inventory, and
Nice.
when you sell out, it'll make it say sold out. Or you can, like with me, I should do it the other way, which is to just say don't keep track of my inventory, so that way it'll never say it's run out.
Nice.
But okay, that should be fixed too.
Let's see.
It says it's available with castor oil, but not without it. If you're in the app and you might have to close the app and open it up again for it to basically scan the site again to show that these products are available.
Okay. Let's see. Beard wash. Yeah, I see the one for peppermint cherry tobacco blend.
Yeah, that's the one. I think, yeah, that's right. I don't think I actually ever called it Scirocco for the beard wash. Oh, I hear a dog.
I didn't see the thing that said with or without castor oil.
That won't be for the wash, but I think where that was from is the Scirocco Mint. And but see, on the app though, I don't have it set up in a place that's easy to spot from the cover. You actually have to search for it. So
right.
CHERAC. And then you'll see that Scirocco Mint beard oil, balm, or butter.
Okay. Search.
You're gonna have to soundproof the room.
Right. There it is. Let's see. Yeah, I see the option for the 1 ounce oil and then also a thicker with castor oil.
Yeah, that's the one.
Cool.
And when I first started, like I didn't put castor oil in any of the oils we had, but enough people over time, they started asking about if I ever use it or would consider using it. So I bought some and I tried it, and some people really love castor oil in their beard oil. So I offer it now as an option. But I remember though, when I first bought it, I was looking at a couple other websites, and you know how like sometimes you go to a website and like it comes in maybe a bottle like this.
Yeah.
But if you want this kind, it was like they were charging like $1 for this. So that was at the time my only model for having different options. So I was like, okay, I'll charge $1 if they want, this kind of cap, and I'll charge $1 if they want castor oil. Because I didn't know any better. I was like, okay, that sounds reasonable. If they want extra, like a little something different, I'll add a little extra. But I don't know. I got some flack for that, and then it was on a review, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. It's going to be free castor oil because I'm not going to have to. I mean, who cares? Like, if they want castor oil, I'm going to add it for free, and like that kind of stuff just irks me. When people, will, and I get it, I understand. I mean, it makes it appear as if I was nickel and diming people when I wasn't trying to. I was just like trying to pay for the castor oil for one. And then also I had bought, when I first started, I had these bottle tops. So they're like a drip kind, because I dropped so many of these, like it spilled. So I was like, when I open my company, I'm going to have these kind of tops. And then I found out that most people don't like them. They like these. So I bought like a bunch of these tops, and I was like, well, to make the money back for the extra caps, I'll charge $1 more for that. Just, it seemed reasonable at the time. But, after that, I was like, nah, you know what? It's just going to come in those bottle tops. And I'm going to do free castor upgrade if they want it. So
nice. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's like little nonsense like that, you pick your battles, and I pretty much I love to have fun with what we do. That's why we do what we do. For we have so many cents, and we think I think like, why shouldn't we do something instead of why should we? You know what I mean?
See you later, Brad.
Brad, thanks for popping in, man, and thanks for all your feedback. I really appreciate listening to all the ideas you have. You got some awesome ideas, and thank you. Have a good evening.
So the live tomorrow is here and not Instagram, right?
Right. Yeah, it'll be here. And I think it will be, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do it on Streamyard or if I'm going to do it on OBS. It depends, I guess. Well, I guess it depends. I'll get with Download here, because I don't know if he wants to go live, or if he wants to just have me talk and introduce it, and then we'll do a giveaway, and then we'll have a new, we'll talk a lot about the product, and I don't know. We'll figure that out. But yeah, it'll be on YouTube though. So, all right. Well, it's actually 10:30 now. I should probably at least go kiss the kids goodnight before they go to bed, and since especially I'll be on here tomorrow night. But thanks so much for popping in here, Andrew. I really appreciate talking to you, man, for the first time really talking like this. So it's been great.
We need to do it more often.
Absolutely. And I'm buying dinner though.
Yeah, I'll fight you for it. For the affiliate thing, like when I signed up for it, like originally immediately said it approved. Is that something you wanted to talk about kind of like this before we like officially do it?
So we don't have to. So basically, with the way I'm glad you mentioned that too, because I just am tweaking it like this past week too, where, so when you create your code, you created your code, and then as people use the code, they're going to use it. And then it used to be that we would wait, 30 days, and then we would compensate you with either the PayPal 10% or the ferocious funds in the amount that was on that page. But I found that what I'm trying to do is pay that essentially immediately after I fulfill the order. Like maybe it's not really immediately, but it's like that same day or two, I'm going in there and seeing the codes that are used and then adding Ferocious funds to your account. So you'll be able to use that for buying products of your own without, hopefully you're saving a ton of money because you'll have enough points to use that to buy stuff. And so from that aspect, I mean, I'm trying to do that. So if you see points are added, you're like, whoa, where did I get all these points from? It's because of people are using your credits. But ideas, though, I would love to talk about any ideas you had for getting the word out and, anything you might want to do related to that for sure.
So I'm good to officially put an affiliate code with Ferocious? Cool. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you before I did that because I didn't want to just put it out there and you'd be like, wait a minute, we still have to do like an interview or something. So that's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, no. And that's the thing. Like, I mean, when I say I run the program differently than a lot of companies, it's because I really do want you to just have fun with it. Like, I don't want you to feel like, it's a quota or something like that. Whereas, I mean, some companies are so serious about that it's like joining a cult almost, and like me, I mean, life's too short for all of that nonsense, in my opinion. I want people that are excited about Ferocious because they just love the product and they're happy to talk about, what we make here and how we can help people with their beards and, everything like that. So that's how I run it. It's pretty casual, but I'm serious about the quality of it. Like, I want people to be like, but I want people to have fun though. I don't want people to feel pressured into anything. So that's why, like, when we have people come and go, and it's people, I notice sometimes people like they go through phases, they want to try Ferocious for a while and then they get into their own stuff and then they want to try something else. And that's cool. That's life, but absolutely. I would love, obviously as much help as we can get, because it's me and my wife really just making the stuff. And then we rely a lot on people getting the word out through social media or their friends or work or however they can do it,
Right.
So, but man, my mouth's getting dry too. I think it's all this talking. I noticed this a couple of weeks ago. I know I ran out. But
yeah, I'll let you get to your kids so you don't get in trouble.
All right. Hey, it's great talking to you, and it's great talking to everybody here. Thanks so much, guys, for stopping by. Don't forget, tomorrow, 8 o'clock Central Time, or Texas time, as we like to say, that'll be, we're going to be here live on YouTube. So take care, guys.
Right.
Ferocious.
Everyone.